Well, that was a messy one, but the Fever win. And more importantly, the Liberty beat the Atlanta Dream in the final minutes, which means that we are going to the Commissioner's Cup. This is going to be great for the team. I'm so excited. It's going to be the first bid for the Indiana Fever going to a Commissioner's Cup since it has been added to the schedule. I believe we're going to play the Lynx. And also, I want to thank everyone that showed up to the watch party to hang out and chat. It was fun for those of you that chatted, and I had a lot of fun being able to have someone else to talk to while I watched the games. Aaliyah Boston, that dude, that was a stuff and a half. Now, I would have loved if we got the ball and didn't give up 2 points after it. All that said, I am going to address the elephant in the room after I give the players praise because the players deserve praise first. Let's talk about the good. So overall, the Fever won in points in the paint, fast break points. They won in rebounds. They shot 93% from the free throw, 42% from three, 45% from the field, and they took care of business. They absolutely destroyed the Bush League Sun team. Clark had 20.6 assists, 2 steals, and was plus minus 31, having an awesome defensive stops and showing leadership in moments where her team needed it, lifting up AB when she would miss a close shot. Overall, I think Clark starting to kill some of her haters. She's showing a complete all-around game and impact for her team, and she has come back just fully revived. And now, yes, this is all while being mugged most of the time, being played physically more than any other player in the league. Now, Lexi Hull was plus minus 29. Another great night for her. Hit 2 threes. I think had 8 points in this game. Natasha Howard had a big bounce back game. Love to see her running the floor, but more importantly, rebounding. 12 rebounds, 7 of them offensive rebounds. Huge night for her with 16 points. She was clutch in this game. Kelsey Mitchell had 17 for the night. AB had a much more quiet night with 9 points, but her defensive presence, the opportunities that were right there. She missed a few bunnies, but overall still played a good game. Dantas hit some threes for the night. Her patented spot at the top of the arc. And then Sophie, she was our enforcer for the night. She playing tough on defense, getting some stuff that we're going to get into. The Fever played a great game. They played how we expected them to play. Good margin where I think the biggest lead was 21 tonight, but overall great performance from them. Can't be more happy with the squad showing up and playing good basketball. Now that that's all out of the way, let's talk about the JC Sheldon-sized elephant in the room, or at least the ref-sized elephant in the room. We can blame the Bush League Sun players all we want, but the refs in the WNBA should be majority blamed for this. This is unacceptable. And the reason this escalated is because physicality is part of basketball. Yes, it is. But in the WNBA, more and more, the way the games are being called, it feels like basically just try to get away with murder. You're going to get away with it for 90% of the game. And then that 10% you get caught, it's not going to be that bad. And even when you do cross the line, the repercussions are always soft. So this leads to, hey, if I want to stop a really good player in Asia Wilson, if I want to stop Caitlin Clark, I'm just going to rough them up as much as possible. And unless you are a player that gets a superstar whistle like Breanna Stewart or something, like players are just going to grab you. They're going to pull you. They're going to scratch you. They're going to do whatever they can to stop you. And Clark in this game she's getting hit in the face. She's getting scratched. JC Sheldon's literally like digging her hand into Caitlin Clark's arms. She's talking to her most of the game. She's, mocking her like Dejanay Carrington did on certain fouls. And it's like, and this kind of just like raising the boiling point. And it's raising the boiling point and Marina Mayberry wasn't even part of this. And then she starts to get feisty and then just keep going until JC Sheldon, for no reason. And this is not a basketball play because the ball wasn't high. She just reaches up and she rakes Caitlin Clark in the face, pokes her in the eye. And then afterwards has the gall. This person who has injured 2 of our players in the previous game. She gator rolled Colson, almost ended her season, maybe would have ended her career if she did tear her ACL. Like, this is a move that is illegal in football, but she's diving for a ball, so we're going to pretend it's okay. And then she also collides with Cunningham and puts Cunningham out for 5 games, along with Clark. And this is the preview of heading into this game Clark's finally back healthy, Cunningham's back healthy, and then you have a rake across the face. And then as Clark is trying to deal with this, she, for whatever reasons, bodies up on Clark. Because again, I think in her head, she thinks, oh, she's just acting and playing it up. And so I'm going to be tough and I'm going to body her up. And then Clark, rightfully, after getting body up, after getting raked in the face and poked in the eye, it's like, what are you doing? Get off of me. To which then Tina Charles runs up on her, crazy. And then Marina Mayberry full runs and checks her to the ground. And of course, then chaos ensues. Lexi Hall steps in to back off JC Sheldon. Lexi Hall was trying to back off JC Sheldon most of this freaking game from just like mad dogging Clark and getting in these tiffs throughout the game that the refs are doing nothing about. So now it finally boils all over, and we go back and we're going to wait for 15 minutes while the refs sort out the cluster that they started, because all the steps leading up to this, they weren't calling all this physical play. They weren't setting the tone that this was not okay. And so now this is what's going to happen. And so the end result is Caitlin Clark, of all people, gets a tech. Then JC Sheldon gets a flagrant, even though she raked and bodied up on Clark. So probably should have been more right there. Tina gets a tech. And Tina, for the most part, I think that Tina wasn't, she's doing her normal, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to support my teammate, I guess. But, I don't fully put blame on her. I don't know what she was thinking, though, running up on Clark. But then the other part is Mayberry running up and shoving her to the ground. This is basically the second coming of Kennedy Carter. And then not only does she just get attacked, she doesn't get ejected. So you want to know what happens? Do you want to know what happens because these refs don't eject Mayberry? The opposing Sun coach, the Bush League coach, the Bush commander, he leaves these players all in. Normally, like, let's say go back to the Angel Reese scenario where she got up and got Tiffy at Clark. That much more milder than all of this. And she got sad because obviously she's emotional and she's not playing well. And then this coach leaves all those players in. They were just a part of this. And since the refs removed nobody, now we're in a scenario where it could escalate again. And you have no control as ref now. You've lost control at this point. Thankfully, the crowd just boos Mayberry and JC Sheldon whenever they touch the ball, and they play like crap because they played like crap tonight. They were garbage players. They were Bush League players, and they played like garbage. All they could do to try to stop Caitlin Clark was to grab her, scratch her, knock her to the ground, everything but play basketball. And now, later in the game, when there's 49 seconds left, and JC Sheldon is driving down the court, and Sophie Cunningham, the player that she re-injured her ankle, who watched her go and scratch Clark and her team knock Clark to the ground. You think she's not doing a foul there? Oh yeah, she is. So when she knocks her to the ground and she wraps her up and JC Sheldon falls, I say good. Good. That's what happens. The rest of lost control. They set up this scenario. And so I don't feel bad. And so when JC Sheldon and Rebecca Allen as backup come in, and JC Sheldon, my favorite part is she puts her hand towards, I don't know if she's trying to push or what, but she basically pushes towards Sophie Cunningham's throat. And Sophie Cunningham literally just grabs her and Muay Thai clinches her and then just starts talking crap to her. That's my favorite part of all of this, is everybody comes in, like, JC Sheldon has backup in this moment. And she just gets put on a leash and gets read her rights right there. Sophie Cunningham just literally just grabbed her and is like, now listen to me, and just totally deflates her. And you can come in, and the end result is all three of them get ejected. Rebecca Allen gets ejected, JC Sheldon gets ejected, Sophie Cunningham gets ejected. But all you're really doing is you're basically just sending those players to the locker room early. There's 49 seconds left in this game. And because you didn't take any of the steps preceding this to alleviate the pressure in this game, eventually it just boiled over again. And this is on the refs. It's on the league, because right now you have superstar players that are getting concussed and they're being out games. They're getting their hair pulled, all this stuff. And you're not setting proper punishments and ramifications for doing these behaviors in order to prevent them from happening. And at some point, when you start to actually really lose stars, like Asia Wilson still hasn't come back yet, I believe. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you lose your big ticket stars, the Asia Wilson you're trying to build up? When you lose Caitlin Clark, who already you saw dropped your viewership by half when you lost her. This is the dumbest stuff they've ever seen in a professional sports league ever. And it has to end. It has to stop. And they need to fix it. I don't know if they need to hire Clark to come in and teach them the refs how to ref or review their games, because something needs to happen. And even Stephanie White, I can hear her over the broadcast yelling that people are going to get injured by the play that's happening on the court. They're yelling at the refs, and I get the refs are getting poked at. But when it boils over and you don't make the right call, this is on you. It's on you. But I will tell you one thing. Caitlin Clark, she's got her crew. Those girls, they ain't paying no fines. Caitlin Clark's got those fines. Fines are on Caitlin Clark. She's got that Nike money. She's got the money to pay those fines. They're good. The Sun players, they don't those smiles are gonna go away when they get that fine. Those smiles are gonna go away. And they deserve it. They deserve it because they played like a Bush League team. I have backed up Marina Mabrey on a lot of things, and I'm not surprised by her behavior, but I'm over JC Sheldon. I'm over her as a player, and I don't think that there should be a moment that when you play a team, your main concern is not beating them. Your main concern is that they're going to try to injure your players or your star player. And it's because of the reckless way they play, and it's the reckless way that play is encouraged in the WNBA by the way that it's officiated. So, with all that said, now I'm going to hop off my soapbox. And with that, I'm going to say, hey, I'm excited for the Commissioner's Cup. I hope you're excited for the Commissioner's Cup. I'm proud of the Fever for getting to this point. They'll likely play the Lynx again, but let me know down in the comments if you came into the live watch party. Give me any feedback on things you'd like to see in it if you missed it. And then also let me know what you thought of this game. What do you think of all this cluster that happened because of the refs? Do you agree with me? Do you think it's just on the players? Where do you fall in all this? And with all that said, remember that you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. And I'll catch you next episode.